Just ahead, it's the truly weird story of how we ended up with the don't ask, don't tell policy for the military in the first place. Turns out it's not at all like they told us it was. Stick around for that. Also for my interview with Howard Dean coming up next. But first, it's time for a couple of holy mackerel stories in today's news. We start with a little update on the end of the world. On Friday's show, we aired a segment about my interview last week with Dr. Tim LaHaye and Jerry Jenkins. They are the co-authors of the massively successful Left Behind series of books, which helped popularize the idea of the end of the world, the apocalypse, the rapture, even the Antichrist among America's conservative Christians. We talked for about 10 minutes on Wednesday night about the popularity of their books, the influence of apocalyptic prophecy on foreign policy in the Bush era. We talked about Jenkins and LaHaye releasing a statement during the presidential campaign to the effect that they believed Barack Obama probably wasn't the Antichrist. And ultimately, we ended up in a detailed discussion of what the theological context is, how rapture-ready, end times, left behind fan conservative Christians hear the accusation that Barack Obama is a commie. How it sounds to very far-right Christian Americans when they hear that allegation that Barack Obama is trying to make the United States a socialist country. Now, it was that portion of my interview with Dr. LaHaye and Mr. Jenkins that we focused on when we edited down that 10 minutes or so of that interview for broadcast on Friday. Now, Jerry Jenkins has since expressed that I tried to make him and Tim LaHaye look like idiots in that segment, that I sliced and diced their comments to fit my own queen of liberalism agenda, and that they consider the entire appearance to have been a, quote, fiasco. The last thing I want is for anyone who is a guest on this show to feel that their appearance here was an ambush, that they were not treated fairly. I don't think that we took anything out of context in the editing of that interview, and I do not regret anything that we broadcast on Friday. But I do regret that Mr. Jenkins feels so bad about it. And I do think the whole 10-minute interview was kind of a hoot. So we have now posted the entire unedited discussion on rachel.msnbc.com. If you've got 10 minutes to spare and you want a lot of detail on commies and antichrists and the new presidency, oh my, it is there for you. rachel.msnbc.com.